Hey everyone, it's Rob from Rob's Top Car Picks. We're going to do something a little different today. Over the next 3 days, I'm going to be posting some videos about how to power search using some tools, and going to take you through how to shop on Craigslist, how to shop and use Facebook Marketplace, and then we'll review Bring a Trailer as well. So what I wanted to do is just take you through a list of things I do. I wrote out a punch list of things that I'll discuss with you. Some of these may be new for you. Some of them be, some things that you do. Just some suggestions. I look at over 1,000 cars every day. I buy a lot of cars for myself personally. I'm always out there looking and always negotiating. So I thought I'd just take you through some of the things I do each morning when I wake up and post cars on Facebook Marketplace, more or less give you the behind the scenes. So today I'm going to talk about how to shop on Craigslist. So we'll take you through Craigslist first. I'll try to keep this video as brief as possible. And this will be things that we'll discuss when we do a live feed as well. So welcome to Craigslist. Craigslist has been around for a long time. I like it a lot. I tend to look at Craigslist as a graduate level type of experience because there's few advertisers, if none. And you have to weed through Craigslist to find some good things. But it's not like using Car Gurus or using Auto Trader, where everywhere you click, even eBay today, everywhere you click, they're trying to get you to advertise or trying to get your name and email address so they can sell your name as a lead to dealerships and things like that. So those type of sites are just really consumer based sites, really for dealers to try to get your name. Yeah, you can find some really nice cars on Car Gurus and Auto Trader and all that, but you got to weed through all the nonsense because for the most part, they're looking for the first time shoppers on there. They're looking for real retail type of buyers, not people in the business like I am and a lot of us are. So I like Craigslist. Also, there's a fee to be on Craigslist if you're an individual. To post a car, I think it's like $15. And as a dealer, every time a dealer posts a car on their dealership website, a lot of times there's an automatic default that they go straight to Craigslist with no effort at all. So when they post a car on the dealership website, it goes right to Craigslist as a dealer ad with no effort or no cost either. So that's some of the benefits that dealer software services offer as a dealership. So Craigslist is kind of a cool place, but there's scammers on Craigslist, just like there are scammers on Facebook Marketplace. They're both just as bad, and they both challenge us every day not to be scammed, right? And even myself, people very experienced, we think we know it all, but there's always somebody smarter than us trying to scam you for your name, for information. So you got to be on that stuff. But I put a list together of how to shop on Craigslist. So I'm going to take you through that as best I can. I'm going to try to keep the video as brief as possible. And we'll start off with the Craigslist website. Craigslist for me every morning is like taking a vacation. I go down Craigslist and I say, okay, where do I want to search today? And so today I'm going to take you through, I'm just going to pick Austin, Texas. Texas markets are great markets because most cars don't have rust. And I have family there too. So I go into Craigslist, I go into cars and trucks, click that. I go into model year. I normally search 1960s and up to 2008. Don't ask me why I picked that year, but that's what I normally do. Title status is always clear. And then just to cut through some of the clutter, I put down the type. I go to convertibles, coupes, hatchback, sedan, wagons, and others. There's sedan. So I click those. Now, depending on my day, how I feel, if I want to deal with dealers, if I want to deal with individual owners, I can click owner up here. So now my search is all owners, and that's it. So I hit apply, and now I have 158 cars in the immediate Austin, Texas market, and I can open this up as well. And I'll show you how to open that up on the mapping tool. About 5 years ago, Craigslist put a mapping tool on here, which really works very well as well. So anyway, so now I'm looking at cars, and I'm going to start power looking through these things, right? So here's an $18,000 Corvette L82, 155,000 miles. I'm going to pass. Just like that, I'm trying to find cars that I can share on my website. 125,000 mile Detective Crown Vic for $59.99. Yeah, might be interested. Blow it up, look at the photos. So now what am I doing? I'm kind of decoding the listing a little bit, right? So now I look at, here's a police car, Ford Crown Vic. They made an Interceptor version of the Crown Vic. It's a very popular car. Normally, these cars have a lot of miles on them. This one has 125,000, but it's Texas miles, which is different than New York City miles. Because out in Texas, they drive wide open most of the times. So right away, 59.99 for a car, 125,000 miles. He says it's a correct collector's item that will increase in value. That ain't gonna happen. It's an unmarked car, so we do a little review on the car. It's got nice seats. It's a detective's type car, where it's unmarked, so you really can't see from the outside that it's a police car, right? And in the back, there's probably an interceptor plate in the back, but the seat does have, there it is, that interceptor plate. But the seats do have, they're more durable seating surfaces and things like that. So on the face of it, you know, being this first car that we just picked out, 720 idle hours, because the speedometer has a number of hours that the engine's running. It also has a calibrated speedometer for giving out speeding tickets and things like that. They can use that in the courts. So no patrol use. Yeah. So just ice cold air conditioning, limited slip differential. Unless this car was damaged and in a rollover, it's not a bad car as our first pick. So would I put this car on our group page? Yeah, I might. I might put something like this out there because it is kind of cheap. Let's see, any damage. Let's see, this car has any. I'm looking for anything that talks about being a rebuildable wreck or something like that, but doesn't show. Anyway, so that's a very good example of what we're looking at right now. Now, what I would do on a search on a regular car, this is a police car, so let's just find a regular car. So that's a good example of, bam, we just found a car, And here's a Ford GT for $464,000. One owner, always hot on this car when the cars first came out, 1,865 miles. Person's trying to make a really good score on this car. He probably paid about $175,000 for it 8 years ago. But what I do with with Craigslist is I'll start looking at the car. Of course, I'm always looking for, the first thing I look for is the title clean, and then I'm looking for a status that says that the car may be rolled over, rebuildable wreck, water damage, and things like that. So there's some tricks that you can use when you find a car. You can take your cursor, you can hit right click, and you can search this image with Google. And I use this all the time. So now a window opens up in Google. Let me see if I can show that window somehow. Let's blow this up a little bit. I'm going to open this up and let me search. So now what I'm doing is I'm searching this image on Google just to see if this image comes up anywhere. So I hit the search tool, and now I'm looking for the car. Is it on Wikipedia? Has it been on Bring a Trailer? Sometimes the exact car will show up. Now this is a little difficult because Ford GTs are all red, right, on these searches here. So it could be any one of these cars. But if you pick like a Pontiac GTO or something like that, you might be able to actually find it on Bring a Trailer. There's many times when I do a reverse search of a photo and I'll find it on Bring a Trailer. It was sold 2 months ago. The person now sold it. He's putting it on Craigslist to try to make a home run. And then you go to the Bring a Trailer site and you can get a lot more information about the car that you'll find on Bring a Trailer or Facebook and things like that. So that's one of the tools I use. It's a reverse search and it works very well. So this is just telling you how, looking at this ad here, it's a dealer. He's giving us a lot of information. So that's pretty cool, right? Would I put this car on my site? No, because it's just too expensive. Nobody's buying a $500,000 car today. But let's pick a regular type car that I might be interested in featuring as we go along. Here's a Mustang GT with 193,000 miles. No, I'm going to pass on that. Too many miles. You know what? I got tired of looking at Austin, so now I'm going to take my search and I'm going to go down and I'm going to go where it says Use Map. And if I click on where it says Use Map, I open up this map function, and with my mouse, I can open up my search and go right to Oklahoma, into Kansas, choose this location, and now my search has broadened. I got 1,524 cars to look at. They're all ownered cars. They're not dealers, but there's a lot of dealers that pretend that they're private owners. That happens all the time. But my search is now wide in scope. Still keeping my same search criteria for convertible coupe, hatchback, sedans, wagons. Still keeping my model years 1960 to 2008, and just broadening my search on the cars. So I'm still looking for cars for my Facebook page, and I'm searching. This is what I do most of the day. And a lot of times my triggering is price. A lot of times my triggering is miles. Sometimes you can gauge the condition and originality from just the one photo that's shared here on the page. Um, and this is what I'll do most of the day. So I'm trying to find another example so I can open it up for you. Uh, that's a car that I already picked here. Is this beautiful at Lexus coupe convertible. Here's another Crown Vic. We'll pick this one again. This Crown Vic's got $8,500. It's got 78,000 miles. It's a 2001, not the best calendar model year, but it's an interesting car. Clean title, zero accidents, clean Carfax. I do have both sets of keys. Rides like a dream. Call Rob. So this is a dealer. We can tell right away. And how can you tell? Well, he's got the dealer mat on the floor. Anytime you see that dealer mat on the floor, thanks for your customer coming in. The car's been detailed, and that's what they put in. So that's kind of a giveaway. So there's a dealer car. Just so you know, he gives a VIN, which is cool, so you can do a Carfax and things like that. So here's another nice car we can look at, and again, you can do a reverse search on the car that can help you. So now we want to make contact with this person, right? Well, let's review photos. So if I'm looking at photos, what am I really looking for? I'm looking for original paint. I'm looking for bumpers that are not rashed. I'm looking for lights that are original and not blurred and not dirty. I'm looking for paint that shines. So this car looks nice. It's got the original BBS type wheels. Um, Car sits very well. I'm looking for flat spots in tires and unequal suspension distances between the wheel and the wheel well. Um, I'm looking for rash in the rear bumpers, which is very common. I'm looking for body work in the rear quarter panels. That's very hard to cover up at times because these rear quarter panels are very big and long, and sometimes you can spot bumper damage. Now here's a good example. We're missing some badging on the back trunk, so I'm thinking that this car may have been in an accident or repainted. Um, and Yeah, nice tires and things like that. It's not a name brand tire, so it's on the cheap. Sometimes you can buy tires made in China, and for $35, $45, you can put new tires on the car, but they're kind of worthless tires. So yeah, looking at the interior, making sure the interior isn't chaffed, and how the seats are worn. And those are the things I look for. I tend to look at door jams a lot because door jams will tell you a lot about a car's condition. But we'll do another video on looking at cars' conditions. But now we found the car that we like. We want to make contact with the person on Craigslist. So you hit reply, and it gives you three choices: email, call, or text. One of the things I like to do right away, if I can text somebody, I will text somebody. But what I'll do is, the suggestion I have is to open up a Google Voice number just for the purpose of shopping for cars. What you can do is go to Google Voice. You can set up your own phone number there. You can pick a phone number. I have a phone number, 845-219. That's my number. I use this for inquiries and things like that. This way you don't have to bother using your cell phone all the time. So you can desktop your own Google Voice, and you should get yourself your own Gmail account too by going on Gmail, and it says create an account, and you can create an account and say, come up with your own Gmail account and your own Google Voice account just for the purpose of car shopping. This way you're in complete control of how you talk to people and how they reach out to you. This way you're using your cell phone for your own personal gain, and nobody gets your cell phone numbers, right? So that's one of the things I like to do, is always use a Google Voice and a separate Gmail account just for prospecting for cars and things like that. So now I'll send somebody probably go with a text first. And my first text will be something like, I'm interested in your car. And we're going to do videos to follow on first contact, VIN tools, negotiating, inspecting the car, transactions, and shopping and shipping the cars and things like that. But today's video was really more about just getting into Craigslist. And so that's basically how I use Craigslist all the time. It's a search tool. I narrow it down. I do a rapid search for criteria, looking at miles, looking at condition and pricing. I go into individual listings more. I go into than dealers, but I do look at dealers at times. I decode the listings description to try to find out what he's really trying to say. I'm looking for things in his description. If it is like must see to appreciate in person, those are things that dealers write. So I can tell this person's either a flipper, a driveway flipper, or somebody that basically just buys cars and sells cars as a as a living, but he's not an authorized dealer, more or less. So that's how I use Craigslist. On the search tools, what I like to use when I find a car. So let's say I find this Crown Vic, and I want to know more about what a 2001 Crown Vic was all about. There's a couple places you can go. One of the best places right now is AI. You can go to Gemini, and which used to be called Bard. That's the Google search tool. You can go in there and you can type in what was the MSRP of a 2001 Crown Vic. And Google will give you, hopefully, an answer. The manufacturer's searches retail price of a 2001 Crown Vic was 22,620, and it tells you there's two options: a base model and the LX model. So I like doing my search information on that. When I get exotic cars and things like that, I go to Wikipedia, and I like Wikipedia a lot. If I was looking for a Buick LeSabre, here's something all about the Buick LeSabre. Here's all the generations: first generation, second, third, fourth generations, and you can learn a lot. So if you're looking for a car as a hobbyist, you want to go into AI to get some more information about the specific car you found. Go to Wikipedia to learn more about the car, what the options were, the history of the models, the generations of the models. Is where you're in the know. And then there's another place that I use, which is called the Automobile Catalog. And this one is really awesome. This one here is insane. This one is so deep with information that you can spend hours and hours on this site. It will give you specifications of every car, drill it right down to the new car specifications, road testing, 0 to 60 times, weight of the car, dimensions of the car. So much information here, automobile catalog, that you can get lost in here. But again, if you found a car, if you found like a 1988 Buick LeSabre, or if you found a Porsche 911 that you're interested in, you got to do the research, folks, because there are some model years of these collector cars that were good, and there's some model years that you want to avoid. And the same goes with everyday cars. There's some model years of everyday cars you don't want to have, like the Porsche 911s when they had the problems with the bearings and things like that, or the Mercedes Benz with the wiring harness issues. So you want to do your research to find out all about that stuff when you shop online. So I like all those places. I also go to Bring a Trailer as well. Bring a Trailer is a good place to put a tab in there to get check on pricing. So if you wanted to go into Bring a Trailer and just type in here Crown Victorias, and it will tell you all the results of Crown Vics. And these are all the auction results of Crown Victorias. They had 42 auctions. These are all the prices of Crown Vics that had gone. Here's some examples of cars that ran. Give you a good feeling of what the values of Crown Vics are. Here's a set 96 Ford Crown Vic, no reserve, that's sold for $6,100 in January of this year. So you get a good guide of what prices are. Now, Bring a Trailer doesn't include a 5% buyer's fee, so you got to add that on top of all these prices that you see. So between AI, which I like to use, between Wikipedia, Automotive Catalog, and Bring a Trailer, you can get a lot of information about the cars that you're looking to buy. Okay. So that's basically it. I don't want to take you too deep in these things. I do like using Craigslist a lot. I use this a lot of times just to search for cars for my Facebook page. And I'm pretty successful finding cars there because I know I do this so often. I know when something comes up that's new and when something comes up that's not new. Here's another example. 1984, posted a day ago. I didn't see this car, just came up a day ago. 84 Ford Thunderbird. He's asking $14,500, which is about $7,000 more than it's worth, but it has 17,000 original miles, right? So this is a car. It's got a sunroof and all that. So a car that I would dive in and I would learn more about this car by doing a reverse search of the photo. I'd go to AI to find out what the prices were, what the options were on the car. I'd probably do a Wikipedia page to find out about the platform, the engine availability that year, and uh, and if it was an exotic type car, I'd probably go and bring a trailer and see, what the auction prices were. I'd make my inquiry using my Google Voice texting. If they asked for Gmail, I would have my own Gmail just for prospecting of cars to keep my privacy, myself. So that's it. I didn't want to take too much time on this. I just wanted to introduce myself on these things. How to shop Craigslist is pretty cool. It's a great website. It's got a bad reputation for being a place for scammers, but Facebook Marketplace is even worse. I guarantee it. Facebook Marketplace is worse. I'll take you through that on our next video next time we speak. Till then, it's Rob Lofaris. Thanks for joining Rob's Top Car Picks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you like it. We're always looking to grow our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel as well. Thanks, Scott, and talk again real soon. Bye.